Welcome back to From the Bench, everybody. As always, it's Eric, and today we got another PSA grade reveal video where I sent off 15 Pokemon cards at the end of March to PSA to get them graded, and after 3 months and a couple weeks, I actually got them back last weekend, just haven't had a chance to record yet. I got them back from PSA for the grand total of $494 taxes in Canadian. 15% tax where I am. It's awesome. But got those back in my own possession, and now I get to share with you guys what I got for grades on all of those. So I'm going to turn the camera around, and here they are. All of them in all their glory, in all the plastic. They're now here. Also started recording this video already. They all, thanks to the people that I send my cards with, they all come back in, slab bags. Was annoying me, so I had to stop the video and go back onto it. So here we go. Going to go over all of them. I'm of the age where my first introduction to Pokemon was Gen 1. So first, Pokemon for me was Squirtle, Wartortle, Blastoise. So ended up finding this in like a value bin. 2004 Leaf, Fire Red, and Leaf Green. Pokemon EX to Wartortle. Not a holo or anything like that. Would be kind of nice getting a holo. Once again, just something I wanted to send off as a PC thing because it was pretty clean, and it came back in 9. So it's fine. I'm not angry at that. Overall, once again, pretty clean. That's a modern card. It's probably, probably getting a 10. A little bit left to right, probably, but overall, pretty happy with a 9 on that. So. Next up, once again, mostly modern here, we got a Gengar from Lost Origins. I sent this off. I kind of talked about it in the preview video. If you guys want to go stop this video and go watch the preview video for me talking about all these cards. This is like before, during, together. This is before a lot of these sets. I'm like, Pokemon, Gengar is popular. You'll see there's kind of a recurring thing here. Worked out pretty well for me. So Gengar from Lost Origin, ended up getting that graded, and it came back a 10. So the first 10 here on the order. This card has a pretty good shine to it. Everyone kind of likes that the eyes, the backdrop. Not everyone's favorite, but definitely a good look there. So this isn't the stained glass version of this, but we do got tag team the 3 legendary birds, Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno from Hidden Fates. It's once again, not the stained glass one. That card is like straight to the moon right now. But this one's doing pretty good too. I picked these up for, I think I could check. I think there's like $12 or $20 raw back when I picked them up. And now they go for a pretty good penny. So end up getting a 9. So, not a bad grade. I think there was something. There was one of these that kind of had a little something. So they ended up sending off 2 of them. But overall, it's good. Not a bad grade, especially with what's happened with the legendary birds over the last, couple weeks, months, whatever it has been since I sent these off. It's worked out well in my favor. I ended up getting 2 of these and sent off both of them to get graded. So I'd go, and this one got a 10. So not complaining about that. Once again, if I had the stained glass one, that would be even crazier. But we just got this one. Like the art, like everything about it. Once again, Gen 1 guy. It's hard to argue against the birds. Zapdos, I think, is really, some people like Zapdos. I think it's like really not the nicest one out of all of them. Next up, another starter. This is from 2018 Celestial Storm. It's a Blaziken GX full art. But just look at these have like a nice texture to them and stuff too. So, sweet looking card. It's a starter. Once again, all the reasons. Wasn't in the craziest shape, but overall wasn't too bad. And ended up getting a 9. If it wasn't a starter Pokemon, I probably wouldn't have sent it off. But it's just one of those things in my thought process was, once again, starter Pokemon, give it the chance. Cool card, not a huge pop. Now, we see these pop counts of 10,000, 5,000 easily on a lot of these cards. Like some of this stuff, even though it's not that old, it's 2018. It's not that crazy of a pop count. So if you get low pop or, low, not a whole lot of tens, even nines, you can do pretty well on some of the older stuff. So next up, I wish they had the art, maybe the art somewhere. Pokemon Pocket has a really good Nidoking. It's kind of like he just, did his big roll around and stuff. And then he's just kind of like laying on his back afterwards. Pokemon Pocket, by the way, has some great artwork. But Nidoking and the illustration rare. And we end up getting a 9. So, same thing. There's a couple of these. I went through a ton. I'm going to go through my list. This one, you can obviously see left to right, heavy on the right here. So, I knew it was borderline, but decided to take a shot on it. Just a card that I think is good. I think a lot of people like Nidoking. Once again, Gen 1. It's people love it. People love Gen 1, so might as well stick to it if we can and go from there. So hard to beat a 151. Like I said, I got a giant pile behind me of stuff that I just got to go through again. I went through it the first time. I didn't decide to grade a lot of it, but might end up redoing it, seeing what I can, if I can pick anything else out to grade. So next up, tag team. Tag team is all the rage. And I had heard some people talking about it months and months and months ago, so I just started picking up some tag team cards when I saw them, especially if they were cheap. Picked this up in like a value bin for pretty cheap. And went and got it graded. Unified Minds from 2019. It came back a 9. So looking here, it looks like there's like a dimple. Okay, you guys see that? Yeah. I don't remember that, but once again, gonna do very well on this card. Even after grading fees, if I'm spending close to, 35, $40 a card to grade them, even at the end of it, that card's shot up also. So gonna do pretty well on that one. Next up, starting form of this, people like, obviously, the final evolution, they like, he's your typical middle evolution, right? Just some people kind of like him, some people are like, whatever. It's not the craziest, art of all time, but I just thought it was kind of a cool little, piece. Was one of the only clean copies I had of all the cards I could send off to grade. And it came back a 10. So this one might just sit for a bit with me, just because it doesn't sell for a whole lot. But this might just be one that sits around, hangs out with me, doesn't have to go anywhere. But I think I'd like to keep in the collection until it goes up in value. Like I said, I don't think they're getting a ton of 10s, and I think a lot of the gem rates for some of this stuff is just not great. You'll see that here in a minute. Next up, we got a Leafeon. It's our first evolution from all this grading submission. I didn't think it was that bad. I'm still looking through it. And when you hear me say this, it's like, okay, I don't know what it is. So you guys can kind of look through it too. If you guys see something, you let me know. That corner, maybe. I can't tell if that's in like the slab or it's the actual corner of the card. But other than that, I don't know. Looks not bad. Yeah, we're just gonna. I don't know if I've ever got a 5. I've got I've got some bad grades. I got 6 and 7 on a couple of things. Some hockey stuff once in a while. Like they just like, anyways, but like not very often. Yeah. Anyways, that was just threw me off. Next one up. This set is going absolutely crazy. Paldea Evolved. It's behind me on the shelf. I got 3 or 4 sealed booster boxes I picked up a while back for $207 a piece. I think is what I ended up paying for them, and because I think I paid 6. Yeah, so like $620 for the 3. I think is what I bought. It's all the guy that had blah 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 whatever. Anyways, this stuff is terrible to grade. Terrible. Like they're like 15 to 20% gem rates on a lot of the stuff. The Magic Carp was the big pull out of this, but it's also there has like terrible gem rates no matter what grading company you use. CGC, SGC, Beckett, PSA, they're all kind of around the same thing. That's all comes right from GemRate. Great website, by the way. Check them out. Anyways, decided to send off the Marrow because I was like, it's actually pretty clean. I think I pulled this myself out of a loose pack. And the come up. Because the gem rate's so bad and because there's not a massive pop on this sells very, very well. This is like a 10x on from a 9 to a PSA 10. So anyways, that's a pretty good one. Meryl just out there bobbing around. All the other Pokemon underneath. It's kind of reason why obviously it was in good shape, but I don't grade everything, right? It's not like it's okay, it's just a cool picture. I usually have some kind of reasoning behind. Pokemon cards with other Pokemon like in the card, they're usually like one of the things I like to kind of grade. So next up, another one from, I don't know, my Alexa's going crazy. Anyways, we have Groudon, legendary. I think it's an underrated card still to this day. Anyways, just a cool looking art. Some of the art you get on some of the legendaries are just terrible. This one's actually pretty good. Illustration rare, and then I'm getting PSA 9. So this is one of those ones that, like, if I was really picky, I probably wouldn't have sent it off. Just because of, I think there was a couple, I think the centering was a little off on it, some stuff, whatever, maybe it was a corner, but it was like right on the edge, and I was like, it's a card I believe in anyways, so if I believe in the card and I think it has value anyways long term, throwing it in a slab is never a bad thing, compared to, trying to sell it raw, and people don't want to give you, a premium for it. It's just easier to sell it, in a slab. So next up, we had one evolution, and now we had another one. It's an Umbreon. It is not the Umbreon, but it is an Umbreon. And once again, talked about it earlier, with all of the sets coming out, and it was, Destined Rivals, and it was Journey Together, and it was a lot of trainers with Pokemon. So I liked, potentially grading Pokemon with the trainer, right? So kind of my thought process behind it. Also, it's an Umbreon. It's never a bad thing to try to grade from Brilliant Stars, and it was a brilliant idea. I can make dad jokes now. I'm a dad. So, so anyways, got PSA 10 on that one. Not going to, be angry at that grade in one way, shape, or form. So, nice little grade there. Genesect. Breakdance dancing robot Pokemon, bug something whatever. Once again, another Pokemon in it. Not a whole lot of Smeargle cards out there, but just a different card from Fusion Strikes, and it got a gem in 10. So doing pretty good there. That's like I said, I've really tried to be picky with this order. I really did. I tried to. Don't understand the 5, but so far we got one card left. even pile of 9s and 10s, and then whatever the heck this is. So overall, so I have 14 cards. I have 14 cards. I thought I had 15 cards. I have 14 cards. That makes more sense for the numbers now. So, but I saved the best for last, and it wasn't even just like the best. This is all sequential for the numbering and stuff, so you can see. It's not like I'm just like leaving the best card for last. No, this was the last card in my submission, and it's one that I've said before. This was the reason why I started this channel. It's why I started a separate thing. I haven't been as consistent as I wanted to. To be fair, had a kid. That's been going on for 2 months now. Had all the stuff kind of going on with, about to have a kid. So, gotta help the girlfriend out a little bit more than what maybe. It's also my busy time for work. Also the busy time for me because I coach and do stuff with sports that all run in that same time frame. So 3 pretty big things all at the same time that kind of led to me not doing as much, on this channel as what I'd like to. Also do a sports card channel that I actually do pretty well on, have over 3,000 subscribers, everything else. That one's also kind of struggled the last little bit because of all the life stuff. So anyways, but pulled this in a single pack, or came out of a tin, whatever it was. Ended up pulling this out of a pack, and I was opening Pokemon cards, and I was collecting stuff behind the scenes and everything else. And I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I couldn't do it on the sports card channel because the way that YouTube algorithm works is if you go and I put a Pokemon card opening on it, I'd get like 20 views. It was just not worth it. And like I was getting like close to 1,000 views on everything I did for like sports. So I was like, nope, not worth it. Don't even bother, blah, blah, blah. So I just opened it up. And all of a sudden I pulled this card. And I was like, I pulled the card from Silver Tempest. Was super excited for it. Like Lugia anyways, but it's like sweet looking art. And I was like, okay, gotta do something with the channel. So decided to send it off. Thought it was a little top to bottom high, or I think it's top to bottom. But I was like, know what? I'll take the chance. I'll send it off. And I'm glad I did, because this is like one of the biggest cards I've graded. Yeah. I've got like a couple that are bigger, but this one's up there, right? You get, I'm in Canada. Dollars different than what you guys have in the States, but Canadian dollars, which all these values have been, that's closing in on $1,000 card. It's like a $950 card. So that's a big card. You don't get that every day. Even if you're dealing with a lot of stuff, $1,000 cards don't come around every day, no matter what you're dealing with. So, looks good. Excited for that. Excited for the submission to come back. It is what it is. Some people are going to be cranky about PSA being backed up. Gem rate data is for the month of June. If you want to check them out, they're just on Instagram. But June, 1.43 million cards rated. CGC, 428. Beckett's way down there. SGC. Sports, PSA dominates everybody. It's not even close. TCG, they dominate everybody. Almost, they're over double CGC that does a ton of TCG. But when you talk to dealers and stuff, dealers don't really want to typically deal with CGC. They just want to deal with PSA. I digress. But 911,000 total cards graded for TCG / non-sports in the month of June of 2025. That is crazy. That is a whole lot of cards. I understand. I think there's a lot of things I've talked about before. GameStop, them taking in submissions, that became a massive thing. They take in so many cards. It is ridiculous. Pokemon also having their boom. Also ridiculous. The Pokemon boom, along with the ease of grading for a lot of parents that have kids that want to grade their Pokemon cards, they don't know how to do it, wouldn't know how to do it themselves, don't feel comfortable sending stuff off in the mail, blah, 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 whatever. They can just go to GameStop now, makes it super simple. yeah, it all just makes sense. So I understand, and you should all understand that if you're sending stuff off, and I knew that when I sent this out, I knew that it was probably going to be 2 to 3 months before I got it back. This actually ended up taking like 2 or 3 weeks longer than my sports card. I sent them all at the same time, and my sports stuff, my hockey stuff, came back I think 2 weeks earlier. So just kind of an odd thing, but obviously once you see they're grading, twice as many Pokemon cards as they are sports cards, and they're different graders for that stuff, it doesn't make sense at the same time. So overall, happy with the submission. Some big cards there. Once again, would have been nice to get a couple more 10s on some of this stuff. Sure, but like I said, a lot of it I wasn't expecting. Maybe the other Legendary Birds one, maybe the Groudon, but or maybe that one. But like the Groudon wasn't really expecting it. Nidoking wasn't. The Blaziken wasn't really expecting it. And to get still 9s on those is still a pretty good end to this video. So if you guys haven't yet, hit the like, hit the subscribe, follow me on Instagram. Kind of trying to get back in the swing of things with the videos now that we're getting more settled. Baby is 8 weeks tomorrow, so or today when you guys are watching this video. So hopefully get back into the swing of things, making more videos, making more content. So hope you guys follow it. And for Eric from the bench, talk to you guys later. Bye guys.